Hello, and welcome to The Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Each week, they bring you conversations with local Christian businesses and business owners. The Experience Local is brought to you each week by wonderful sponsors.
Copper Rock Real Estate. Commercial and residential real estate in the Mid-Willamette Valley. CopperRockRealty.com. Independent Merchant Brokers. Low-cost and no-cost debit and credit card processing. 877-460-4747. IndependentMerchantBrokers.com. Join Boson Hub Digital Development in supporting Kicking Cancer. Kicking Cancer provides support, education, and resources for cancer patients, survivors, and families. Kicking-cancer.org. More than just a home, the Arbor at Avamere Court in Kaiser. Arbor at AvamereCourt.com. Assisted living at Avamere at Albany. AvamereAtAlbany.com. Discover Oregon Real Estate. Tim Rist on the web at DORE.LLC. Find your people, find your home.
And now, your hosts for The Experience Local, Russ and Scott.
Ta-da! Here we are. Good morning, everybody, on The Experience Local, live with Russ and Scott. We are so blessed and honored to be able to be with you today and broadcast to you, whether you're listening live on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. Yes, we're back on Facebook Live. Woohoo! That's working again. And or you are watching on replay. And if you are, please put hashtag Team Replay. Also, you know, this is broadcasting on audio podcast, on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever your favorite Spotify or podcast platform is, we're there. And you can also be listening on radio today. We have the Experience Radio broadcast. Thank you to KWIL, part of Hope 107's team, and KYKN in Salem. So if you're listening there, that is great. And we're so thankful, no matter how you're listening or watching, that you're with us. Right, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to learn more, you can go to the website, local.theexperience.video, and you can find links to the radio stations, to LinkedIn, to YouTube, to books, to a lot of things that both Russ and I have there. And thank you to all of our sponsors who support the Experience Local. And I just want to give them a great shout out. Make sure that you tell them you heard about them on the Experience.
Yes, for sure. And if I could actually get things out of the way of each other, there we'd be able to see all the sponsors that I was trying to show. As you were doing such a great job of that, I was trying to show them, and here I got our stuff in the way. But anyway, it is so great to be here. You know, I'm feeling much better this morning. Still definitely not 100%, but I am had not a good weekend. So thankful to be here today. And you know what? No matter what your circumstances are in your life, and no matter what's going on, God is good, and we're so thankful for the ability to broadcast believers in business in our area, is what this show is all about. And so, yeah, we're thankful. You know, local business, I just tell you, Scott and I talk about this all the time. You may not be in our local area. I am in the Willamette Valley. He is in the Waco Valley, in the heart of Texas. Or you may be somewhere else in the world. But because we have an amazing global community, we want to remind you, don't forget your local community, local businesses, because that's what drives your local economy and helps the people in your area. So that's something we want to continue to talk to you about. And we talk to amazing people here, including Miriam Haugen, who's going to be coming on here shortly, who are really doing amazing things locally in their business, but also have a strong faith and reason to all they do, how they integrate their family in their business, and all of that as well. So Scott reminded you about the local.theexperience.video that I could not get off the screen. And also, if you want to go directly to our YouTube page, you can find it here on local.theexperience.video. But if you want to go directly there, you can go to the experience.video. It will take you directly to our YouTube page. Please subscribe today. we're growing slowly. We're trying to get that moving. My pets are helping on YouTube Shorts. They're doing all that they can, but you need to make sure that you jump in there because there's amazing content there, right, Scott?
Yeah, we have the greatest folks in the area on the Experience Local, like Miriam Haugen from Haugen's Gallery, long-term business in the community, great supporter, great community presence. And she's got some really nice specialty products that hopefully we'll get a chance to talk about those today. Russ, it's winter in the Willamette Valley, and I've got behind me on the screen the live feed from Oregon State University, the Memorial Union Quad and the Memorial Union building there, and it's neoclassical styling. So looks like a cold day in the valley.
It definitely is a cold day. In fact, when I was putting the garbage out earlier this morning, we got new covers for the windshield of our cars that help them not be frosty, and you just pull it off and then your windshield is fine. Mine worked great this morning. Just be able to pop that off and drive. I haven't been doing a lot of driving lately because one of my side effects has been eyesight, and so nobody's been letting me drive. But but when I can drive, my car's ready to go, even on the frosty days. Anyway, all right.
Yeah,
hey,
we had those. We called them a garbage bag to keep the frost off the windshield that we put on the windshield, or paper bags. So
there you go.
Restored. Russ, let's get to the good stuff.
Yes.
Let's bring in our guest, Miriam Haugen, today.
Good morning, Miriam. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Beautiful sunny day in Oregon.
It's beautiful, sunny, and freezing cold, but it is a beautiful day. Yes. And, we have been friends for so long, all of us, and I just appreciate you so much. What a blessing you are to me, and just what a great friend you are. And, you are the perfect guest for this show. I'm surprised we haven't had you on sooner because you are just such a faith-filled person, but also just such a strong business in the local community. So why don't we start off a little bit by giving everybody some, just a little bit of information about who is Miriam and a little bit about your business and all of that as well.
Okay, who is Miriam? Well, first of all, I am a photographer. That's probably the short answer, is that my husband and I have had a photography studio in Little Monmouth, Oregon for a long time, like over 40 years. So, and we love it. We love people, and we love making them look good, and creating family portraits and doing high school seniors and doing all of those things. One of the things that I realized in recent years is that I'm very passionate about helping small businesses. And how can I help small businesses with my photography? Well, personal branding photography. And so that is an area of specialty that I am really focusing on right now. And it goes way beyond, of course, just doing headshots. Headshots are important. Everybody needs a good headshot. No, they need multiple headshots, actually. So, because that's what you put out there. People want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And so you need photographs to do that, because there's all these different places that we show up online, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Pinterest, or whatever, your blog post, however you show up.
The cover of your book.
Yes, the cover of your book. You need to have good photographs that people can connect with. And a lot of people are shy about getting in front of the camera. So my job is to make you comfortable, help you to know what to do, where to put your hands, all of that good stuff. But, we've talked about, this is about faith and about faith-based business, I guess. Would you say that? Is that a good way to put it?
This is it's great. We talk about here on the Experience Local, believers in business, and those people who are able to express their faith in their lives, in their workplace, integrate with the family. And Miriam, you and your husband have a great story. You mentioned that you have been in this business for 40 plus years. You were in the same location for many of those years. You've also, because you're in photography, the technology has changed.
Oh yeah.
From what was going on with analog film back in the day, and there was changes there, but then there were major changes. You've also instituted specialty photography with special books that people get. So tell us let's go back to the origin of the business, and then we'll come forward.
Wow, there's a long story there in over 40 years. So the origin of the business. The origin of the business actually happened when Neil and I got married. We got married while we were in college. We went to what's now Western. It was OCE back in the day. Yep. But and we met in music class. I know I'm with two people here that are very into music, and so you might appreciate that. But I was a music major, he was a music minor, and we got married. And on our honeymoon, we borrowed a bunch of my family's cameras, because I came from a family of avid amateur photographers. And so we had, Neil got bitten by the photography bug at that point. He had cameras, he started snapping, better cameras than the little brownie he grew up with. And then my dad said, I'm not really using the darkroom anymore. Maybe you should just take this darkroom equipment. And so our spare bedroom became a darkroom, and Neil just went all in. So that was while we were in college. Soon afterwards, I realized that he was spending more time on photography than on his schoolwork. And so we started a photography studio. We were young, we were naive. We thought, sure, we can do this. So yeah, we had a portrait studio here in Monmouth, doing families, high school seniors. Those were the core things really that we focused on for many years. 25, you talk about changing technology. The first 25 years was all film. And I was very cognizant of the fact that every time I pushed that button, that was like $1.50. So it's like $1.50, $1.50. Anyway, so I had to make every shot count. I didn't, out of a session that might be 20 images, I wanted to make sure that 18 of them were good, that the people were going to like them, and they were going to probably buy 10. So that was a very good training ground, honestly. And I'm not, now with digital, of course, we don't have that, but I'm not one of these photographers that just, takes 1 million photographs in 5 seconds, because I'm going, how many photographs do you need? You need a certain number of really good photographs. And so that's what I'm really working on, is I try to help people. I do some spontaneous, we do some spontaneous things. And that's what I love about digital, is I can be spontaneous and do some fun things that are a little bit more experimental and may or may not turn out. But I also know how to help people to really look their best, how to lean into the camera or position their bodies so that they look, the way that they want to look. So,
yeah. Well, one thing I can say personally about this. So for anybody who doesn't know, Miriam takes all of my personal branding photography, all of my headshots, and has done amazing work for me, and has given me good direction. And the last time it just kind of cracked me up, because she wanted to take another headshot and a couple other shots of me. And we were looking at doing stuff for my inspirational speaking. And so we talked about some things. I told her what I liked. And she goes, you really need to show up and have at least one hoodie, because you're the hoodie guy. And
yes,
so, and it's like,
exactly.
it's true. I am.
Yeah.
So there you go. And today, of course, I have on my Oregon State hoodie, go Beavs. But, I am just, you really kind of hone in on who a person really is. And I've found in my personal brand and what people like, I don't have to get all dressed up. I don't have to do certain things because I am who I am. And, in the new year, one thing that people talk a lot about, Miriam and Scott, both of you, that I've mentioned before, and that is recreating themselves. And I hate that term because I think what they really mean is becoming a better
version of themselves.
A better image of themselves. Yeah.
Yes.
A better who they really are, because you can't recreate yourself. God's already created you. You are who you are. You can improve yourself and do things, but you can't really recreate yourself. So that whole term is, throw that out the window in my eyes. But Miriam, when it all comes down to really helping people locally reach out to people, because people do work, like you said, with people they know, like, and trust.
Absolutely.
You're helping them with that. You're helping them get that image out that people know, love, and trust, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that one of the tips I wanted to give out today is that change your profile picture on a regular basis. I would do it once a month. First of the month, change out your profile picture on your social media. And you don't have to have a new one, although you can have a bank of profile pictures that you really like, and just keep rotating through them, because that gets more attention. I'm sure that you've probably experienced that. That gets more attention from people when you change that profile picture than just about anything else that you can post online.
I have to throw this in, Miriam, and I'll let you keep going, was that so many people, they find a shot they like, and then they use that for decades.
Oh,
and so
yes.
that headshot that I had taken for my senior picture, in the yearbook, the Shintimony at Corvallis High School at Ball Studios, isn't the one I should be using when I'm 63 years old.
Yeah, probably.
Right? Even though I like it, right? And they did a good job.
My favorite headshot of all time is one that Neil did of me 30 years ago, almost.
Yeah.
28 years ago. Any rate, no, I'm sorry. I don't look like that anymore, much as I would like to look like that.
And
I don't
use the one you took with your cell phone in your car. That's the other one that, you go,
unless it's a hashtag Russ selfie, then maybe you would do that.
Right.
Selfies
are good. I really admire you.
Good for.
I need to learn to take better selfies.
But honestly, I'm just saying, go to somebody that's going to do. So there's psychology in what you do, and the way you're talking about, the way you position people, the way you lean in, these different things. So what are some of these things that happen when people are getting their pictures taken with you, a professional?
That happen? Well, usually we'll start out with just some, warming up and maybe doing some things that are a little silly. That people, because everybody, they come in, most people, Russ is probably an exception to this. They come in and go, where do I put my hands? What do you want me to do? They feel very awkward. They feel very self-conscious. And so we take some time to talk. We take some time to, just warm up, and don't worry about it. We'll take lots of photographs. So if you look goofy and silly in some of them, it's going to be okay. And then over the course of time, the guard starts coming down, and then you start seeing the real them. And that's what I love, is that all of a sudden things start clicking and you're going, oh, that is so good. But it's really good to have some ideas too. If you're talking about branding photography, have some ideas about what story, what message, what reputation do you want to have out there in the world? And think about maybe some props to include, With Russ, we did some with a microphone, of course. And talk with your photographer about that too. What are some things that you can include that will help to tell that story?
And I want to interject here, Miriam. So everybody listening, Miriam is a great person because not only does she give good direction, but she listens well. Because you have ideas, you need to share those because those might trigger things in her mind and thoughts. She's already given me direction on things she thought were good for me to do, and we did those. I noticed something and I know myself, when she was taking pictures of me speaking, that yes, getting you like in natural positions is good, but sometimes when you're speaking and doing things, it catches your mouth for over and over in weird places and all that kind of stuff. And I told her this last time, I want to do some of my normal crazy looks and be prepared and have you take some shots that way. And that helped us a lot. It helped us a lot to get better pictures because she was like, yes, exactly. Because it's really hard. No matter how good the photographer is, speaking photographs are really hard. And so, so I'm just saying that it's great when there's a two-way communication. So you've told us a little bit, Miriam, about your family being involved because you and Neil have done this together for years. And I know that your faith is strong in all that you do. You're really grounded in who you are and what you're doing. Talk a little bit about that and how God's really driven your family and your business forward.
I do through all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's a little. Amen. And so I have a confession to make. I'm Lutheran, and Lutherans have a really hard time talking about their faith. And but one of the things there are a lot of things that I really appreciate about the community that I belong to, but I'm also very aware that when I'm dealing with the public, they don't necessarily share my faith, and hopefully I can, through the way that I live my life, and they can connect with me and that they can see Christ shining through me.
Yeah. No, I think that's honestly very evident in you. I just want to say that the way you live your life, and I'm huge on walking our faith, because that's where words, hey, it's good to talk about the Lord. It is. I praise God every day for his goodness, for his healing power, for his strength in my life, for all that I'm going through. But if I don't live my life the way that I talk about, it's kind of like having bumper stickers all over your car and flipping people off and screaming at them as you go by. Don't put the church bumper sticker on your car if you're going to be flipping people off. I'm telling you.
Your actions, right? It's really that. It's what you do, and the actions, right? Living out our faith,
but recognizing that all people, even Christians, have those moments when they are not so Christ-like.
And it comes down to living out your faith is, how you deal with your customers, how you deal with your vendors.
Absolutely.
How you treat the people in the community. And Miriam, you have been involved in the community for years. So tell us about some of the activities that you've been involved in.
Thank you for asking. I'm going to put in a plug for Family Promise of the Mid-Willamette Valley. I'm on the board for Family Promise, and Family Promise is an organization that helps homeless families or families. Sometimes it's families before they have become homeless, because they're. I'll probably state the statistic wrong, but it's something like this: that once a person becomes homeless, loses their housing, it takes something like $10,000 to get them back into a home. But if you catch it just before that happens, maybe they're behind in their rent, they're on the edge of losing their housing, it's only like $150. $10,000, $150. So at any rate, prevention is very, very helpful. But Family Promise deals with a very specific demographic. You have to have children under the age of 18 to qualify for the program. And these are not people who are mentally ill, other than, the slight quirkiness that we probably all have. They're not mentally ill. They are not, they're not drug addicts. They are often people with jobs, but maybe something bad happened and they fell behind, or maybe they got their, landlord decided they were going to remodel and they needed to move so that they could do their thing. At any rate, it's pretty tough out there. So I'm very passionate about Family Promise, and it is a faith-based ecumenical faith-based organization. And so that's one thing. I also love my local chamber. I mean, Monmouth Business Association. I've been very active in that and in my local chamber for many years because I'm really passionate about helping local businesses. When the shutdown happened in 2020, I was going, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? How are we going to help all these small businesses survive this? So I did. So
that's living out your faith. And Miriam Haugen of Haugen Gallery. I know Russ is going to step in here any moment and say, time to wrap it up. I want to make sure that you talk about these Santa pictures.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes.
So Russ, let me turn it over to Russ and then you can go from there.
Yeah, we have like a minute for you to share on that, Miriam, and then we need to wrap things up. So real quickly, give your picture and your Santa, because I love those.
Oh, I have so much fun. So this is a whole different thing, but I love Santa. So Google Santa Experience Oregon, and my website comes up and you can learn all about it. It is so fun. And I do it's a private storybook experience where the children have milk and cookies. They find their names in the nice book. They receive a magical gift, all of these things. And they get to visit with the real Santa. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I just love the stuff you do, Miriam. I do. And wish we had more time this morning. We'll have to have you back on another time. But everybody, I want to tell you, if you're not connected with Miriam Haugen, you need to be. Her LinkedIn has been scrolling across the bottom. All of her information is in the show notes and on the screen right now and in the comments. Also, you can go directly to the experienced local.theexperienced.video and connect with us, and all of our shows are on there with all the information, and Miriam's will be there forever, as well as listen on the radio to the Experience Radio Network coming up if you're not doing that today, and you can catch Miriam there. But no matter where you are, don't forget, and I'll put it up here one more time, local.theexperience.video. We'd love to have you. Oops, that's the wrong one. We're going to get there. No, that is right. Okay, there we go. Local.theexperience.video. And Miriam, I just love all that you're about. We appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye here on the screen, but hang tight to the green room because we'll be right there, okay?
Good to see you again, Miriam.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Wow, she's amazing. I'm telling you, I can't say enough good things about Miriam today.
Yeah, Miriam does good. And a great way for people to experience her work is to buy a copy of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. And that's the book by Russ Hedge. And you will see some of that personal branding photography right there on your bookshelf.
You will, for sure. And I'm telling you, everybody, join us every Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Experience Local. We encourage you to engage in your local community. This is an amazing opportunity for us. We appreciate you. Don't forget to remember to go to local.theexperience.video for more information on Scott and I. And until next week, have an amazing, amazing week and enjoy
the experience.
Local. See ya. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to The Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. We look forward to seeing you next time on The Experience Local with Russ and Scott.